Welcome back to CPQ Specialist Training. This is the second video of our bundle configuration. So we were talking about bundle types, static bundles versus configurable bundles. And that's an example of how we can derive how the CPQ UI works based on data in the CPQ data model. So if we go to our wine gift box example, there's a field here called configuration type. And we have set it to allowed, which means it's a configurable bundle. If it was set to disabled, then the sales agent wouldn't be able to select which wines to include in the wine gift box. So let's go through an example again of how we can configure a wine gift box so you can see how it's allowed. So I'm going to go ahead and create an order here. I'm sorry, a quote. Click Edit Lines. I'll click Wine Gift Box. And you'll see that there's a basic list of options that we can add to our bundle. Okay? This screen here is called the product configurator. Okay, this comes up a lot in the exam, and this is a very simple example because we only have about 8 options that we can add to the bundle. So this is the product configurator screen. I'll select the options, and then the next screen here, this is called the quote line editor, and this is where we can make we can change the quantity, we can add discounts, we can expand this. We'll talk about the price waterfall. But just understand that this is a very simple example and that the UI here allows us, we're allowed to edit this UI based on how the bundle is configured. And the basic flow is you go to a quote, you go to the product selection page. This is where I selected a wine gift box. We go to the product configuration or the configurator where we can add the specific options to the bundle. And when we're done with that page, it'll take us to the quote line editor. And the message I'm trying to get across to you here is that the way this UI works and behaves is all data driven. So let's give you a more advanced example and we'll talk about features. So we talked about a lead product. In this case, it's a wine gift box. And then we have options, which are the different types of wines. We're going to go to a little bit more advanced example of a time travel machine. So our lead product would be a time travel machine. And then the product options will be things like a DeLorean, the engine type, and fuzzy dice. But we're going to have many more options in our time travel machine than we did in our wine gift box. So a way to group those options is to add a feature. So you can see that a lead product could have 0 or many features, and a feature could have 0 or many product options. So let's jump into an example of our time machine. I'm going to go to products and go to our lead product, the time machine here. Again, you'll see our configuration type is allowed. And let's start with the options. So you can see here we have a lot more options. We have 14 options here. We have 2 types of DeLoreans, a 1980 DeLorean, a 1981 DeLorean. We have different types of engines, a biodiesel engine or a gas fossil fuel engine, and a bunch of other options that we could add like floor mats and other things that we saw from the movie Back to the Future. Now, the other thing you might have seen here is features. We didn't have this in our wine gift box. So for example, DeLorean model, right, would be a feature. And if we go to DeLorean 1980 and 1981, both of these would have a pointer to the DeLorean model. Let's take a look. So So you can see here on the product option, we have a feature that points to DeLorean model. And that's how we can group options. Now, this is important because it changes how the UI works. Let's show you. I'm creating a quote. I'm going to add the time machine on our product selection page. This is the first of the 3 UI screens. All right, so we're going to move from the product selection page now to the product configuration. So now we're in configure products. Now this looks very different from the wine gift box. If you notice, we have 3 tabs here. We have vehicle options, vehicle accessories, and others. And then we've got a box here. So first we can have the DeLorean model. Do we want the 1980 or the 1981 version? Let's go with the 1981 version. And then we can choose our engine type. We can choose the biodiesel engine, which was made famous in Back to the Future Part 2, or the gas fossil fuel engine that came from the first movie, Back to the Future. Let's go with the biodiesel. Now I can go to this next tab for accessories, and I'm going to choose the performance seats and fuzzy dice and a car scent. And then I'll go with the Patagonia vest so you can stay warm. Also, the wraparound sunglasses look really cool. So now the next screen is going to be a quote line editor. Again, our lead product will be at the top. All of our product options will be indented. And you can see the price here. And we'll save it. And again, the point we're trying to make is that by going to our product, the time machine, and defining features, we were able to manipulate how the UI worked. Again, if we go to the time machine, we'll go to the related list. So our lead product is time travel. We defined features which group options. And by grouping those options, it created tabs on the UI. The data model looks like this. So you have a product, it has product options, a lead product with its product features, and those features will group the product options.